So your next host, Curtis Sliwa, is riding high because some approval numbers here, an approval rating for Mayor Adams sits at 28%. Not too good. But I want to remind you, Curtis, your original supporter in your pursuit of mayor, Frank Morano, sounded a little shaky lately.
There was some things that were a little cartoonish that I wouldn't have done.
Wow, cartoonish. Sounding a little bit like Mayor Adams, as a matter of fact.
Curtis Sliwa? I mean, if you go look in a dictionary for the word buffoon and tell me what picture you come up with.
So cartoonish, buffoon, I don't know. Those 28% approval numbers, they're a little shaky. But what about Frank saying that?
Well, first off, Frank Morano, the Mamaluca, is a real contrarian. Whatever you say, he says opposite. That's just his nature of being. And he was my first supporter. There's no doubt about it when I first ran. But now I know why. Because I was doing 12 midday to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 hours. Bringing in lots of revenue, had good ratings. So, you see, Frank figured if he runs for mayor, then Frank, the mooch, could end up having those 3 hours. They said, no, Frank, you are doing the other side of midnight. You're going to talk about extraterrestrials, UFOs, all that. And they brought in Greg Kelly. So, you see, he's bitter over that.
And
he's bitter over that.
That might be.
And look at Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan. I mean, he's at 28% in the ratings, and they're cresting down. Even amongst African Americans, they're saying no to Eric Adams. So you think it's about time people will finally get around to saying, hey, Curtis, he's got the right stuff. He's the full package. He's good in the streets and in the subways, but he's also good in the suites. Because did you hear Judge Napolitano this morning?
Yes, I was going to get to that. So, again, 28% approval in that Quinnipiac poll for Mayor Adams. But you got some pretty good marks from Judge Napolitano.
Yes, I did.
He was on with you guys when you, Andrew Giuliani, and John Catsimatidis were filling in for Sid on Sid and Friends in the Morning. And, the judge this morning, talking about that appearance with you guys, he was very complimentary.
Curtis, of all people, asked me very legitimate, high-end, sophisticated questions.
Well, just so you know...
blown away.
Blown away?
What do you mean? Could I hear that again? Wrong way, Lou Rufino. I didn't like the start of that. Go ahead.
Curtis, of all people, asked me very legitimate, high-end, sophisticated questions.
Well, just so you know...
blown away.
Curtis, of all people, suggesting that I wasn't capable of doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Which suggests that, again, Judge Napolitano is like almost everybody else who gets interviewed on WABC. They don't listen to the freaking programs.
He was shocked. He was surprised at the questions coming out of your mouth. And, I mean, considering that you kind of have an Alfred E. Newman look right now.
Oh, and now, yeah. Oh, and you're feeling so good about yourself, James Flippin, because now James Flippin is an Instagram star because of me. If you go to the WABC Instagram, how do you go to that again?
I'm a 77 WABC Radio on Instagram.
Right. You will see that all of a sudden, James Flippin has bogarted me. Because now, instead of him being the hillbilly from Bloomfield, what do you do with your turkeys?
It's a deep fry method.
Yeah, deep fry. That's what hillbillies do.
Right.
Now he's insinuating that I'm the hillbilly because I got no teeth. My teeth fell out when the Malukia, the evil eye, was put on me by Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, King Cuomo the second, the son of Mario Faccia Bruta, Cuomo, King Cuomo the first. Hey, Andrew, ascendeme, tus, you pro, you don't slut, shame. And you are. And so because of that Malukia, I was wearing my shirt the wrong way. My teeth came flying out of my mouth when I did my 705 hit with Sid. I had to be crawling down on all fours to find it. And then I had headphones that were completely discombobulated. They looked like Demolition Derby headphones. And everybody was having a good laugh at my expense. And I ask you again, James Flippin, as everybody goes to the Instagram, how do they hit the Instagram again? What route do they go, please?
Check on Instagram for 77 WABC Radio. Now,
you will either determine that Curtis Sliwa is self-deprecating or he's a stunad. Not to know that everybody here at WABC is ganging up on me. Starting with that Mama Luke, Frank Morano, with James Flippin, who now all of a sudden is in the booth with me, hogging up my talk time and FaceTime, and Wrong Way Lou Rufino and Justin Ellick and the rest of you. You know, Better watch out before I put the Malukia on you, you jaundiced Gentile.